All right, y'all. So we have the EZA details for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, plus the EZA details for the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. The Spirit Bomb duo finally have their awakenings here, and we already covered their details on the channel, but I do want to go ahead and talk about Hidden Potential System, because right now we have the 1 stone Hidden Potential System change, which if you do have either just a few stones to spare, or you do also have the potential to use dupes for these guys, I think that could be a good idea. These guys do have a couple of things you do want to go ahead and change. I feel like, you know, more or less, right? Especially with new recent equipments that we do have. So I'm going to just go through both of these characters here. I'm going to show you what changes I'm going to make, what I recommend for these characters, and things like that. So we can firstly go ahead and take a look here at the Dragon Ball Z duo, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Now, I'm actually going to change a bit of things for this guy, and especially the critical hit here. So when it comes to the critical hit, these guys used to have critical hit in, and the biggest reason for that, if my cord wants to just not work, the biggest reason why these guys needed critical hits is because in their standby form here, when you're in Goku and Vegeta, their hardest hitting thing by far is the Spirit Bomb, of course, right? So the issue is this guy actually had no critical hit inside his kit whatsoever. Even though these guys did build up to a 50% chance to crit, it didn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you want to do damage with your Spirit Bomb, and these guys were just not able to do that unless you got a crit. So on their original release, we did have to build this guy full crit, basically. Kind of works well with the equipments that they got during the 10th anniversary and everything like that. However, they did change this in a very good way. If we take a look here at the EZA details, we could see that they did 2 things. Firstly, in their pre-standby form, they get 20% crit up to 100% now. So after doing 5 super attacks, which they guaranteed do basically turn 1, even at 55%, it'll be very easy to get the last additional super attack here. But pretty much by turn 2, they are built up to 100% chance to perform a critical hit right now. So with this in mind, this character gets guaranteed crit in here rather than just the 50% chance to crit. But the biggest change they made to this guy when it comes to the Hidden Potential System is this. So when this character collects 7 or more key spheres, they get 77% attack and performs a guaranteed crit permanently. Which means that, okay, you go ahead and grab these 7 key spheres, which is very easy for them to do. Rainbow Orb Changer, you're going to want to keep them on rotation likely. They're a very strong slot 1 character. You want to get as many orbs as possible for them to get all this production. Then there you go. This guy now has guaranteed crit, which means that no matter what, the Super Spirit Bomb is going to crit. This is going to hit very, 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 very hard if you get the orb set up properly, especially with this turn 5. So the good thing is that you don't have to worry about it doing the max damage against bosses anymore, because unlike pre-standby, this is 100% chance. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and switch back over to the Buzuo and see they don't need this critical hit anymore. That's gone. That requirement is no longer there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go in and change all this crit to other paths, because we literally do not need the critical hit anymore. That is just a thing of the past. No longer an option that we need. In fact, I'm also going to change. I'm going to keep that the same, actually. We could keep this the same as well. The Goku head symbol is actually quite good because they're going to be stacking a lot of defense. They could get some healing from orbs, but realistically, I think I'm going to change this as well, because what this is this makes them tank better against type disadvantage. So it doesn't count guard, of course, but like, you know, if they're against an opponent, they could take better damage. But again, we're just getting rid of all this critical hit here. They do not need that. So we're going to give this dodge. I'm going to make this additional. We're going to make this defense up right there. We're going to go ahead and give dodge right here. I'm going to give additional right here. And then we'll give, I think we can go ahead and get some extra dodge right here and get all that taken care of. So bam, Now these guys are again rainbowed once more. I'm gonna go more for dodge towards them over additional. I did go additional where, you know, we wouldn't have any dodge available, I believe, like right here. And actually this right here, I'm gonna change this from additional to dodge, because the thing about this character is, again, they're doing 4 super attacks guaranteed turn 1, 3 super attacks guaranteed every single turn. The hidden potential system, they don't need a lot of additional to already have a ton of additional available. So with that in mind, I think going a lot of dodge in them could really help them in terms of their survivability, especially early on, as these bosses get kind of more damaging and more damaging. It's going to just be a better aging build overall. And again, you considering how many additionals they're doing, it's not going to be too tough to activate the additional hidden potential system super. Now, for equips, honestly, you could keep the equips the same. It's not the biggest deal. You do get a decent amount of additional here. As we see here, we get 4 additional for crit. But realistically, you don't need crit on this anymore. So you could opt to go for some stronger builds. I mean, you could go one of these super battle road equips, one of the EX ones you may potentially have. You can go for a primarily dodge based equip here. Or again, you could still go some additional. Like for example, this right here, I have an additional and 1200 attack equipment. I'm actually going to give this guy this equipment because they're going to be really good, and the spirit bomb is going to hit so hard that I think that them getting all this extra damage and the extra additional here would probably be a really good idea for this guy. Well, it's like a character like UI Goku, I'd prefer maybe something more akin to dodge or even critical hit for him. I think this character would benefit from this additional and attack, so I'm actually gonna give them this instead of their own EX skill orb, because again, they just don't need critical hits. But again, I think dodge there works just fine. We do have an equip like this right here. Dodge and extra defense is a crazy equipment. I'm probably gonna save that. I almost want to give that to them, but I kind of feel like I should give this to UI Goku potentially, because the thing about, like, again, I'm thinking about between those two. Like, if you're kind of stuck in a hard place, man, this is tough. Ooh, but UI Goku already has this, right, from his own equips. Yeah, so in fact, I'm gonna give that to the DBZ duo as well. I think we're gonna make my DBZ duo is about to be crazy, chat. My DBZ duo is about to be cracked beyond belief. Then for this one, you can keep this equipment for them. This is the anniversary one. But again, I'm going above the extra mile and I'm giving them this right here. My DBZ duo is really crazy. Look at the stats this guy has. Oh my goodness, 16,000 defense right there, right? Again, yours might not be as good as mine, but still, roughly you want to go just additional dodge with this guy, just like as a template, as much as possible. Now, we do have the GT duo as well. So when it comes to what these guys are doing, I do think that this build roughly could be the same. Now, the thing about this character and why they probably don't even need dodge as much, and why they actually really want crit, is because this character doesn't really get a lot of crit on their EZA, unfortunately. Unlike these guys who are just guaranteed critting every single time that they want to, this character, while they do gain a 50% chance to crit right here, and they do also get a 40% chance to crit right here, they have a lot of crit in their kit, right? This 40% chance to crit is only a once buff, and then what's going to happen is you build this up, and the very last super of the turn, they're going to have 90% crit chance, but after that turn, you're only going to have at most like an 80% crit chance once is pretty good. But then, you know, if you keep them in a longer fight, they're kind of not going to have any crit at all. Then, if we take a look here, this guy doesn't have any critical hit whatsoever, which is the biggest thing in my opinion, because again, oh yeah, also those equips are from the Wii event. Again, with these guys, they have super effective against all types. They don't have crit. The thing about crits, if you guys don't know how that works, is it ignores the enemy defense, and it gets an extra damage boost on top of that. which makes your attacks hit so much harder. At the end of the day, it makes it hit really, really hard compared to super effective. Super effective is not nearly as good as critical hits. Back in the day, old Dokkan, yes. Nowadays, not so much. You really want critical hits to really get past a lot of the damage that, you know, the damage thresholds or anything like that that these bosses could have. And it'll just help this character age better. So, in my opinion, I think that going critical hits is the way to go. Now, if you want to go crit and dodge or crit and additional, I think both of those are fine. Personally, I'm probably going to keep things the way they are. I mean, yeah, because firstly, I don't have any extra good equips. Because keep in mind, their anniversary equips are just fine for them. In fact, I should give them this because they do have this level 9 defense available. That'll just be a little better for them. If you want to go an attack equip for them, you definitely can. I think that it's not a bad idea. Because again, the thing about dodge in this character is a lot of people may not want dodge because turn 1, this character will pretty much have 90% reduction once they finish attacking, then 100% reduction against supers. If they do get this 50% chance of 30% here, let's say you do get that. That's 70% here, then 50% here. You are well into 100% reduction on their first turn against super attacks, and even against normals, you know, you're at 90% reduction if you get all 5 supers, which, you know, ideally if you get all the additionals, you're looking good. Even then it's 90%. Getting an additional as well could be super helpful for this character because of the fact that not only are you already going crit and their STR, that means that they have a lower chances of additionals in the hidden potential system than this guy, because they'll have the 5 crit compared to this guy having the 5 additional. But them getting an additional super attack is useful just because they get a 4-turn defense raise. Actually, it's only a 1-turn defense raise, my bad. But in the standby mode, they have a 4-turn defense raise on their 12-key super attack, which we could take a look right here. And if they get this hidden potential system additional, not only will the spirit bomb that they do hit super hard if, you know, they're attacking first, but they will keep this 4-turn defense raise for the next turn, which will make up for the fact that they're not going to get this 18-key 4-turn defense raise in their base form. So that's why I think additionals could be a bit important on this guy compared to dodge. So I think realistically, I am going to keep my build for them the same. And I think roughly the same build a lot of characters, you know, a lot of people will have for this character, especially since these are the special anniversary equips for them. I think this is really good. I mean, I could do this, give them the 1200 defense equip that they could get, right? This is the old one, in fact, and this is the newer one. I mean, I could definitely see someone running that, but I really do like to value that additional. Like, the additionals are just so good for this character right here. Now, I do also really want crit. If only I had like a crit. If this was like crit and attack, I would give that to them in a heartbeat. But I don't have any critical hit or attack equips, unfortunately. But if you have an equip like this, but it's critical hit and attack, 100%. I would go ahead and do that. I'm using the old Annie equip. Oh, really? There's a new one? Well, of course there's a new one, but I'll just have to find that later. I'll just do that after the recording, but either way, yeah, these are the old ones. So my bad. There are newer ones that are updated. I would, if you haven't upgraded them already, make sure you go ahead and do that. But the 10th anniversary stage, which we could probably bring up here, just to show you guys where those equips were. I had the WC event equips for the Dragon Ball Z duo. Then the GT duo had the 10th anniversary equipment events, which again, it says 10th anniversary in big letters there. It's pretty obvious, but let me see if I can find it, because apparently Dokkan Battle just doesn't want to load for me. So I mean, what could you do? Where is it? Yeah, here it is. If we look in the browser, 10th anniversary battle, right? This is where you get all these equips. Again, pretty easy to go ahead and do that at this point. Very, very simple. This is event already up right now, so we should be good to go. But yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to these LRs, not too difficult to go ahead and set them up, but I just wanted to make an update video here. Let me know what y'all are thinking. I hope this helped you guys. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.